don't need to hear you anyway because you suck, but you know, whatever.
Truth? Alright, I'll be right back. Is your front door open?
Probably, you can try it.
The product that the artist puts out is what people want, yet it's never the artist that gets any compensation for it.
Oh yeah, my saying, me and Steve talk about this for many, many years, everybody in the music industry gets paid except the musicians. You want to be a paid person in the music industry? Be an entertainment lawyer. Be an A&R rep. You know, be a label executive. But if you're going to be a musician, hire a really good entertainment lawyer, and then hire a better lawyer to watch his sorry ass when he's starting to steal money from you. It's the truth, and it's the sad truth.
So it's never about talent, never about music.
No, it's about what sticks. It's about what can we make a few bucks on now, because it's no different than if they threw you in a junkyard and just let the German Shepherds tear you apart. If that was a little bit of entertainment for them or made them a few bucks, they don't care if you get ripped apart and are left to die.
Grumpy was a new metal band out of Orlando, Florida. And we were coming in when all the bigger bands in the area were either signed and got taken out of town on tours and stuff like that. We were just at the right place at the right time. We got hooked up with all the radio stations, and that helped us out tremendously too. So.
Like my first show was I opened up for Morbid Angel and Grip Incorporated, which was Dave Lombardo just quit Slayer, and he formed this band, and I played, literally it was like my drum kit, Dave Lombardo's next to mine, and Pete Sandoval. And Pete Sandoval, the drummer from Morbid Angel, watched me play. I was like 17, 18 years old, and he actually followed me to my car and told me how badass of a drummer I am. And I was like, to me it was like, okay, that was a really good, it's like 2 years ago I was watching these guys on Headbangers Ball, going, wow, I love these guys, and then next thing you know, I'm playing with them in a show.
One of the things I always regretted, and my wife brought up the other day about, you should have like a crappy guitar that you had everybody sign that you've opened up for, or was on the same bill as, and you probably need 10 guitars. So the CEO, we went up to Pennsylvania, and I think it was Pittsburgh. We went up to Pittsburgh, and he said, yeah, we want you guys to do a tour. Start off in Orlando, go through Florida, all the way out to the West Coast.
And the promoter says, okay, I'm going to pay for your plane tickets. I'm going to pay for the tour. I got a tour bus, equipment rental. I got bands to open up. I got promoters in every city and every country waiting to take care of you.
When we got out to Vegas, they were supposed to give us back the bus, and we were supposed to go from Vegas to California. Well, they didn't. So we fronted all the money for all the tickets. We fronted all the money for the rent-a-cars and the rent-a-vans and everything we needed to go from Las Vegas to California. So we did that. We got to California, and the 2 gigs that they booked were canceled.
35, 40 grand before anything happens. So, and you got to make that money back.
We flew back, and then we played the Hard Rock. We're playing, and we'd never seen this guy. Before we got on stage, he was out there screaming at somebody. He was all drunk and coked up, whatever he was. We got a call the next day of the CEO screaming at us, going that we ran up his his credit card, his corporate card, up to like 15 grand, that we owed him all this money, and here it was his brother-in-law spending all this money, doing all this stuff, and he said that it was us, that he was trying to keep us happy. 2 months later, the company went out of business. So the reason why I didn't have the bus is because it got repoed. I got a hat and a t-shirt, and the t-shirt fell apart, so now I still got the hat, which I found in my shed the other day.
Loud, I don't know if you have another cord. If you need to get louder, you can hook it external into the crate. Really piss the neighbors off. I've been warning my neighbors for about 6 months that it's gonna get loud over here, so.
It's all fake. We'll use you, as long as you do all the legwork, or as long as you pay to play. I would say a management company should work off of percentages, or, if you get me work and I'm making money, you're making money. Lawyers are making money, bastards in Hollywood somewhere in Beverly Hills are driving Mercedes, sitting in the hot tub making a ton of money. People aren't going to see the lawyer or the management. They're going to see the performer, and the performer should be the one getting paid the most money.
Everybody has these starry eyes of, oh, we want to get signed, we want to do this. I mean, we got in Dakota Black and we formed it. God, we only played a few shows, and we had these small labels starting to, hey, we want to sign you. Just give us $5,000 up front, and we can put everything out. We're going, what? Are you kidding?
We got $5,000. Why am I going to give it to you?
Yeah,
do our own thing.
Do our own thing, man. But, these kids, we've been around, these kids would hear this going, oh, wait, I'm going to have a label behind me? No, you're going to be paying for everything.
Yeah, you're paying for everything.
And then they're just going to say that you're signed. And that's it. It doesn't mean shit anymore. I think it was Universal Records. Their ultimate ownership over Universal Music Group, or at one time, they change hands, conglomerates do all the time, but at one time, about 5-6 years ago, was a company called Vivendi. They're a bottled water corporation. So Universal Music Group at that time was just, they didn't care about music. They were just another money-making machine.
When you have a country star that's a corporate country star that's going out there, and a corporation is paying for promotion, or Justin Bieber, an idiot like that goes out there, is basically talentless, So they take this kid, they mold him in whatever the hell they want, and he becomes, a star. He looks like every other bozo out there, and he's nothing special. He can't sing that great. It's not like he's got Freddie Mercury's vocals, and you know what I mean, or anything like that. He's not that talented, but he's out there because the media tells you he's good. That's why people listen. Katy Perry, oh, she's so beautiful, she's so great. I don't see it.
So we try to get some gigs, and we try to get onto the local radio station. They wouldn't even return our calls, and they wouldn't even play our music. So I went and got all of these pictures from just looking for a blonde girl. So I just started boom, boom. They looked similar. Boom, 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 and put it onto a profile, and named it Tiffany Lewis. All right. So So instead of me emailing people, I started having Tiffany email people.
I'm their manager.
And say that she was an aspiring manager. People started hitting. Oh, you can play here, and you can play there, and you can play there. So then we started getting booked. 6 months later, we're booked at the Hard Rock.
They do take advantage of people that work hard, because they know that musician is always going to be the better musician because he works hard. I mean, look at Miles Davis, Duke Ellington. These guys were musical, legends. But these guys were working out of clubs, man, barely making food, and it's like, but, nobody cared. And people don't realize, you go play the Hard Rock Live and you got 1,000 people there. You get off stage and everybody's like, oh, you're great, but then you're like, you go home and you're like, you got your own life and you have your own bills and you're a real person, It's not like, you go and, it's not like it was in the 80s or something, you had like a limo pick you up and take you to a strip bar and you know, everything was flying and, you know, and everybody was getting free everything, you know, or to a point. And that wasn't free either. That was glorified bank loans is what they were getting.
Yeah, I haven't changed since I got it. Which was only about a week ago.
All these millions you hear they're making, unless you're Metallica, you're not making that. You're being advanced that. Your next album doesn't sell well. Now you owe the price of a couple Lamborghinis to a record label who just dropped you and you have no income.
I mean, even the Black Crowes, you know, this band was huge, sold 3 million records, and didn't get shit because of the record label was crooked. You know, they're living on their parents' couch, you know, while they're touring with ZZ Top and the Rolling Stones, coming home and being broke. I'm hoping, you know, they're going to try to find a way with the digital downloads to make it more legitimate. And because, you know, even Best Buy now, like if you want to go buy a CD, where the hell are you going to go? Maybe the CDs will come back, or maybe records will start coming back again, you know, like they kind of are. But, you know, like when we go on tour, people will buy the physical record and want it to get signed, you know. But yeah, it's really hard to make money when you can't sell records. That's the main thing.
You can actually record a good video and a really good audio recording, put it on YouTube now, and you know Steve and I talk about that all the time. Way more people watching you and liking what you do and responding to what you do, and even merchandising and ad dollars off of that than you ever could trying to get somebody to come. It's almost impossible to get people to come out to a live show anymore. Even at major label shows, you still see people. What are they doing? They're watching the show through the screen of their phone. That is the world we're in, and a lot of older musicians that are in our age bracket, they're pushing against that. Well, it shouldn't be that way. Well, whether it should or shouldn't is of no consequence. It is that way, and unless you can drag your old dog ass off the porch and run with the young dogs, you're going to get swept away. You're going to get run over.
But there is a certain crowd that does still listen to music for what it is. Whether you're a jazz fan or a death metal fan or whatever you are. If you like true music and you like music for what it is, not because of somebody's makeup or somebody's hairdo or what clothes they wear or, you know, what they're sponsored by. I didn't start playing drums so I could get a piece of ass and get free whiskey or you know, have $1 million in my bank account. I started playing music so I could be respected for what I worked hard at, what I did.
I had to stop. I needed a beer.
The pity clap.
That was awesome.
That was a rough one.
That was really rough.
Really
That
bad.
is so far from a pity clap. It's not even funny.
Shit, I couldn't hear either. I just kept playing, hoping that I was like in time.
I was like, I'll stay in D and see what happens.
Through there, that way.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in the bedroom on the left. Don't mind the camera.
Okay. It looks good. Dr. Jekyll comes out.
I appreciate that.
Mom was coming out. That's what's happening.
Mom.
Oh, Mom!
Good, man.
Dude, it's got the coil splitting and everything.
What are the pickups in it?